Hi guys, it's me, Mrs. Sharp. So today we are going to just be doing a quick review of things I hope you know. So the thing we're going to start with, here's my handy dandy whiteboard, is this beautiful word right here. The word I know you all know and love. So we're talking about scales. So I know you guys, well, you're supposed to know at least like 3 or 4, but I'm gonna kind of go over how to write a scale, and then I'm gonna ask you guys to write a scale out. Okay, so this is the easiest way to visualize is on an actual keyboard. So we have our white keys on a keyboard, and we have the black keys on the keyboard. Ta-da! Sorry, it's kind of messy, but that's what you get. So, for those of you that are interested in piano, here you go. The white keys and the black keys, please notice that the black keys are in groups of 2s and 3s, and this goes all the way down the keyboard. Notice that there are white keys that do not have black keys, right here and right here. There's no black keys in between them. So what I want you to pay attention to is that if I were to go from this key over here to this key right next to it, there would be one key in between, that black key. So from this white key to this white key, there's a black key in between. So from this white key to this white key, that is called a whole step. So from this white key to this white key, there is a black key in between. So it is also a whole step. Now, from this white key to this white key, there is no black key. So that is not a whole step. It is called a half step. Okay, we could go all the way down and do the exact same thing for every single one. Ta-da! All right. Now, to build a scale, we need to have whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. We have to have that exact order. So I'm going to start right here on this key that I know is C. Okay. That's not C. I'm looking at this upside down. So sorry. I drew a C one right down here. I'm sorry if I confuse you. I know it's C because there's 2 black keys and it's to the left. Okay? Alright, so I said I needed whole. I need this order. Okay? Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So if I'm starting on C, which is the one all the way over here, first thing I need is a whole. What do I have? Whole. Awesome. Next thing I need is whole. Whole. Perfect. Half. Half. Whole. 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 Half. Half. And that means I would end on this key right here. It is next to 2 black keys, and you guessed it. That's also a C. Now, I'm going to put letters. Help me out with your alphabet. What comes after C in the alphabet? D. Good. E, F, G. Slow down. Because after G, what do we go to? A, B, C. And I have room for D and E over there too. So this scale that we just made, I started on a C. Then I went to D, E, F, G, A, B, C. A scale will start and end on the same letter. The same letter. Starts and ends, same letter. All right, let's try a trickier one. First of all, find C. Okay, C is always next to the 2 black keys. Let's fill in our letters. All right, let's pick a different letter starter. We already did C, so let's pick a different one. What do you want? Did you say D? Awesome, we're gonna start on D. It's the one right next door anyways, mine as well. Now, remember what I said. All scales start and end on the same letter. So what I can do is I can start with D, end with D. I already know that answer. I already know it's gonna start and end with the same letter, okay? No tricks there. And I also know my alphabet, because I'm smart. So I can fill in the letters that are gonna go in between, because I know I'm gonna use every single one of these letters, only once. So there they are. So far, so good? Cool. Now I need to go through and make sure that this follows this rule. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, okay? So, starting on D. D to E. Well, there's a black key in between, so that is a whole step. So D to E, that's great, awesome. E to F, there is no black key in between. So that's a half step. Uh-oh, it says I need a whole step. So for now, I'm gonna circle F because I know something's wrong there. Actually, let's fix it now because otherwise it'll mess everything else up. Hold on. All right, so something is wrong with F. We don't want to touch E, E's fine. Something's wrong with F. We need to make sure that there's a whole step here, meaning we need to go from E and we need to go to a note that is 1, 2 keys away. So I'll do that again, from E, 1, 2 keys away. Now I did not go to G because I need something with F, not G. I went to this black key right here. Now this black key is to the right. It's going higher. What do we add to a note to make it go higher? We add a sharp. Good. So now instead of F, I have F sharp. So from E to F sharp, that F key is in between, makes it a whole step. Okay, so now I'm up here. I'm in this black key. We're getting tricky, okay? F sharp to G. There's nothing in between. Makes it a half step, so great. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that half step, okay? So G, okay? Going G to A. G to A. There's a black key. That makes it a whole step. That's what we want. Fantastic. Okay. A to B. A to B. There's a black key in there. That makes it a whole step. That's what we want. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. B to C. B to C. There is no black key. There's no key in between B and C. That makes it a half step. Uh-oh, we want a whole step. So something's wrong with C. We need to make sure that there is a key in between B and the next key. Okay, so B to C doesn't work. B to this black key, that puts C in between them. That makes it a whole step. So what do we call it when we raise the note? C sharp. Okay, now if all of this works out, D should be correct. So let's double check. We're up here on this black key, C sharp. So C sharp to D. It's a half step because there's nothing in between, and that's what we want. So our D scale, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Okay, so I switched my piano around so I had room for this next scale. Can you find C? It's right here. Okay, always to the left of the two black keys. Always to the left of the two black keys, always. All right, I'm gonna fill in the rest of the letters. All right, let's pick another letter. What letter would you like to start on? You say F? Great, that's the one I want to start on too. So like I said, it's gonna start and it's gonna end on the letter F. So I can write F to start, F to end, because I already know. And I can fill in all the letters because I know it's gonna go in alphabetical order and every letter is only gonna be used once. So we got F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and you guessed it, F. Now, we gotta check our letters and make sure everything is correct. Remember, we want this pattern to fit this scale, all right? So we start on F. We have F to G. F to G, there is a black key in between them that makes it a whole step, and that's what we want. Great, those are perfect. G to A. G to A, there is a key in between, makes it a whole step, that's what we want. A to B. A to B. There is a key in between. That's a whole step. But uh-oh, we want a half step. Now in the last scale, what we did, we had a half step and we wanted a whole step, but now we have a whole step and we want a half step. So we have to do the opposite. Here's B. Instead of going forward or higher, we actually want to go backwards. So there is this black key right here. It's to the left. It makes it lower. If we moved our note to there would be a half step here. There wouldn't be any keys in between. So what is it called when we lower a note? Not sharp, but flat. So that B becomes B flat, okay? So now we're up here on this black key. We're not here, that's B, we're on B flat. From B flat to C, B is in between, so there is a key in between B flat to C that makes it a whole step, and that's what we want. Yay! Okay, C to D. C to D, there's a black key in between, it's a whole step, that's what we want. D to E, black key in between, whole step, fantastic. And then if this works out, it has to work, we cannot change anything now. E to F, there's nothing in between here. It's a half step, that's what we want. So our scale now is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Okay? All right, so I'm gonna go back to a scale that I think is the easiest to work with. Maybe we haven't necessarily played it. Clarinets players have because they're concert B flat scale. This one's just easy because there's no flats and there's no sharps anywhere in the scale. Okay, it's our C major scale. This one's really nice. All right, I'm gonna use this one because there's no flats and sharps. All right, but I'm gonna use this one to explain. We're gonna build something called a triad. Now, tri, T-R-I, prefix, tells us that there's gonna be how many notes in a triad. Think like tricycle, triangle, 3, good, okay, so we're gonna have 3 notes. Now the trick is which 3 notes are we gonna use? Well, we're gonna use the first one, we're gonna use the third one, and we're gonna use the 5th one, okay? That's gonna be our C major triad, C major triad. And since we're using a C major scale, we're in the key of C, and we're starting on C, this is gonna be our 1 chord. We use Roman numerals, we use Roman numerals, so C chord, our 1 chord in the key of C, this is it, C, E, G, all right? Now, we need to figure out what our 4 chord is, our 4 chord. Again, it's gonna use 3 notes, but what 3 notes? Well, let's figure out what the 4th note of scale is. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. F is the 4th note. It becomes the first note of our 4 chord. It's the 4th note of the scale, and it becomes the first note of our next triad. So again, we go F, A, C, and that becomes our 4 chord. Okay? And lastly, we're gonna figure out what our 5 chord is. Okay, so again, I'm gonna figure out what is my 5th note of the C major scale, because that's what key we're in, that's what we're using. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G. G is gonna become the first note of that triad. I'm gonna go G, B, did run out of notes, but if you know your alphabet, what comes after C? I ran out of room. D. Okay, so G, B, D. That's our 5 chord. Okay, does that make sense? Got our 1 chord, C, E, G. C is the first note, so that's our 1 chord. 4 chord, F, A, C. F is the 4th note, so that's our 4 chord. 5 chord, G, B, D. G is the 5th note, so it's our 5 chord. It's all based on our C major scale. We're in the key of C. 1, 4, 5.